because Moxley seems to be a guy that has good ideas. This has been brutal.
Well, plus two, he did that promo earlier after the match where he was just basically running his mouth about the other three guys and that it's just the same shtick. So I actually missed that part, but whatever. So next is I always miss my spot in this because it has all these pop-up ads. So they do Ricochet versus Brody King, and it's kind of interesting that Ricochet got beat with the clothesline. Okay, and I guess because he wanted to try and protect him storyline in this, he beat Brody King with the running clothesline while the guy was sitting down. That was the finish of this match. And this is what this is a good point that I want to bring up. So he hits his shooting star press. It looked beautiful. Brody King, they start counting, and Brody King comes out of it. He chokes
With
Ricochet
a choke slam, yeah.
and stands him up and shows like no sells his shooting star.
Right.
They do another exchange, and then Ricochet hits the clothesline, and then they beat him, right? Bro, I'll say this is like the WWE in their matches, they try to keep everything kind of logical. There's not a million kickouts of things. A finish is a finish, like a splash from the top is a finish and stuff, everything. Bro, they do so many illogical looking spots and so many things to people on the show is that these matches, and they're drawing like a million people less than the other show. These matches look faker than the WWE matches because they don't really sell a lot of the stuff quite often. Do you think that? Do you think that might
Well,
be something?
I think one of the problems they have is that they're heavily influenced by Japan, and as you know, Japanese wrestling is a lot of false finishes, right?
Right.
Like the beginning is going to be slow, it's going to be a long match, and then the end will be a lot of false finishes, right?
Right.
And they do that a lot, because they have a lot of New Japan fans. But bro, at the end of the day, this is and I'm sure these are good numbers for TNT for their time slot, but they're hovering around 600,000.
Under 600,000.
A little bit under 600,000. Okay. And they started off averaging 800, 900,000 at one point, getting to 1 million. I mean, does that not tell you anything?
Not them. So they did a backstage gimmick with all these young guys, Top Flight and the Private Party, and actually Andretti and Leo Rush. And
Please tell me you saw this.
They were all trying. The best way I could describe this is they were all bickering over the tag team titles. They were all trying to show charisma, and this looked like 6 green indie guys cutting verbiage on each other, and it was just all bad acting. It's about the best way I could describe this. Well,
bro, did you see? This is all I want you to remember. Did you see what Leo Rush and Andretti were wearing?
Right. Yes.
What was that?
Yeah, I don't know.
That was absolutely brutal.
Right. Okay. So next was so then they did a Mercedes Moné interview with Anna Jay, and this is
nothing interview.
Yeah, Mercedes Moné is like she's like doing a parody of a wrestling heel with her shtick.
They said that she's had the title for 200 days, right?
Right.
Which means she's probably been there 300 days, maybe. Let's say, bro, she's meant absolutely nothing.
Right. So let me give you something. So to culminate this show and a lot of the things that happened on it, Mina Shirakawa is taking on Mirai May in the main event for the women's title. They had Thunder Rosa was in the crowd doing the Lodi sign guy gimmick during this match. Okay? And the signs in which she said, Mariah May, you may not. That was one of the signs she had.
Right, that's
okay.
Brutal.
She had a sign that said, Mariah May is not my champion. Okay? The finish of this was positively atrocious. Mina Shirakawa, and maybe but I will say this, that the show timed out on Hulu. It didn't go past. We got to see the finish. So I wonder if they had to rush at the end because this was the finish. Mina Shirakawa hit her with her reverse tombstone, whatever it was, finish. Mariah May kicks out. They get up and Mariah May headbutts her and hits her with her finish, and that was the match. There wasn't like any transition or stuff. They just and then it ended. Then Toni Storm. This was the perfect culmination of this show. Toni Storm shows up in her regular gimmick, not her black and white anymore, walks out on the stage, stands there. Mariah May looks at her, and they go to Thunder Rosa, and then out on this was Thunder Rosa holding up a sign that said WTF.
That was absolutely terrible. Now,
but it actually is funny. That's the close of the show, the WTF.
Right. And I don't know. We will have to see what happens. But I liked Black and White Thunder Oni Storm.
But this was a lame
Okay.
out on the show.
What do you have the numbers to this? Like, do you, what?
Hey, we got Conrad here.
Okay, but okay. What numbers did this main event do?
Let me look. I would think it probably did decent because those girls are attractive, and I imagine that they probably drew. Well, I'm just saying.
But nobody knows who they are really, except the sickos.
It doesn't matter. There's not a lot of people doing numbers on that show, and I think that these girls probably do decent.
Okay, what did they do?
They actually dropped like 5.
Okay, I rest my case.
All right, they lost like.
Bro, it's still a name-driven industry.
And you've got it on 2. Sports for Wednesday night action in the NBA. We're only around halfway through this very long season, GA. This is when the grind, I think, really kicks in.
Yeah, you think about the physical and mental toll this game takes on you. And I miss being out there, but man, I tell you, it can be a grind.
Now the starting group for Long Beach. Gilgeous-Alexander out there with Anthony Edwards. Then there's Jaren Jackson. Then it's Chet Holmgren. And it's Williams at the 3 spot. Holmgren sets the screen for Gilgeous-Alexander. Out to Edwards. Long Beach getting another chance here. Jackson finds Williams. Lock at 6. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Stephens pulls it in. And Mathurin has got the ball here for the Houston Rockets.
Well, they made a few key shots, but missed many more. It was a rough night for them offensively.
And you know what? If you're not going to outwork your opposition, then you typically are going to get outplayed.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That's on Jaren Jackson.
And battling against the interior of that defense, nice to see that Mathurin has that toughness.
2 shots.
First free throw is good.
Pretty easy to get excited about Benedict Mathurin's potential. He's got a high motor and a terrific set of athletic skills and the ability to knock it down.
McDaniels, he's checked in for Long Beach.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
The shot's good from Gilgeous-Alexander.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Udoka. David?
We talked about the matchup problems that Chet Holmgren presents. He said defensively, Chet can warp the inside of the paint. And at the other end, he's going to drag his matchup out to the three-point line. That's what makes this 7-footer such a special player. Guys?
Thank you, David. Holmgren gets the bucket.
I mean, length and skill. And Holmgren has a lot of both.
Oh, shit. Deep, Brunson. Long Beach with the rebound. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
And in terms of intensity, they kind of took the night off. It looked like they were just going through the motions.
Yeah, you know, to me, I agree. They just never looked engaged, which is surprising considering how close the game ended up being.
Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Pass to Edwards. Shoots over Caruso. Duran pulls it in.
Boy, he's got to be kicking himself for failing to make that shot. That's money.
And when you take a look at Jalen Duran, a big man, Greg, who seems to get better each and every season.
Well, you know, he averaged a double-double in his second season. I especially like how hard he goes after rebounds. This guy has a bright future in this league.
Mathurin.
A young guy who is ready to attack. Mathurin gets the ball and goes straight into his shot.
Brunson against Gilgeous-Alexander. Tipped away. Now here's Mathurin, the fast break chance. Williams with the block. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams. And here's Brunson outside.
Been fantastic at playing within himself on defense. Gilgeous-Alexander using his length well there to contest without fouling. Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Right side, Mathurin. Lots of room. And good. As it just snugs right down through the net.
And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Anthony Edwards is a classic two-guard. Clark, a spectacular play. What has impressed you most about his development?
Well, he's got a great body. He had it when he got into the league after just 1 year of college. Tremendous basketball body, strength and length and bounce. Now he's worked on refining his skill. I think the biggest thing that's impressed me is not only his work ethic, but his poise. He's not a guy that plays frantically. He plays with intentionality and purpose, and that's a tough thing to do when you've got his athletic ability and you're as young as he is.
And defensively, if you are not on point, Brunson more than capable of finishing inside.
And here we go. Brunson heading to the hoop. Good work there as it goes. Brunson's got his 3rd bucket of the night. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Houston.
Just a great job so far applying pressure defensively. The opposition is on their heels with the ball in their hands. Nightmares clamps thus far.
You know, points off turnovers is something else they've excelled in. I expect the opponent at least to try to squeeze that orange a little better.
Porter's checked in for Jalen Brunson.
Nearly automatic. Gilgeous-Alexander, no slouch from the line.
Brown, the pass to Duran. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Brown. Off target from outside.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Here's Williams. And the layup's good off the glass.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Over in the corner, Mathurin. Pass to Brown. Houston moving it around. Now, here's Duran. He's tightly guarded. Launches it. Brown's shot is off. Long Beach trails by 3. Edwards drives in. Can't connect from short range.
You will not see that from him very often, especially right at the rim.
And it's Mathurin missing.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Pass to Jenkins.
Oh, shit.
And it's Houston on the break. Here's Brown. The fast break ends at the rim with a jam.
Well, that's why they're in front. Aggressive play at both ends. Nicely done.
Edwards kicks to Gilgeous-Alexander. Drops in the tray. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 9.
This is why SGA is a focal point of his offense, because of that ability to score.
And we've got a timeout called from Ime Udoka. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. Long Beach making a switch here. Brickley's checked in. And a chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Look at Indiana. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And checking out Long Beach, they just understand how good they really are. One of the biggest hurdles is to avoid complacency down the stretch. Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Lobbed up there for Collins. That shot missing.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear. They're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
And it's quickly missing. Rockets leading by 4. Latrey. They get it back. Jenkins on the double team. Outside Mathurin. 3-pointer. Hangs home the trifecta. 12 points for him.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Edwards drives in. Rockets with the rebound.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the court.
Pass to Swift. Porter against Quigley. Collins setting the big for Porter. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make five in a row close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
And the call will go against Benedict Mathurin. That's his first foul.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
And so it's the Houston Rockets, ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. Right back after this break. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And when you consider how the Rockets are doing, guys, what are your thoughts?
Well, you can see these guys are unafraid to take chances defensively.
You know, the defense, guys, is just disruptive, active, and energetic, and you can't afford to be loose with the ball against these guys.
On the floor for Long Beach, Williams is out there with McDaniels. Then there's Emmanuel Quickly, and it's Jenkins in at the 5 roaming the paint. And Clark, on average, free throw attempts are down a fair bit in the last 20-25 years.
Yeah, I mean, from a fan perspective, I think you compare a field goal to a couple of free throws. It's obvious, though, which is more entertaining to watch. You want to see guys score the ball in live action.
Mathurin passes to Swift. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. The Rockets shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year. But just a tad worse, so not too bad.
Waters passes to Williams. Goes up the baseline. Rockets with the rebound.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Collins wide open, he fires. Finds himself wide open and drills it. Collins has got the lead up to 11 now for Houston. Here's Williams. It drops for his 3rd basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
Just too good a player to leave open.
And it's Porter with the ball for Houston. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. Collins setting the big for Porter. No good from the wing. Long Beach trails by 9. McDaniels
big.
Porter with the steal. And here's the fast break. Porter leading the way. And finished off by Porter.
Hey, there has never been a question about Porter Jr. as an athlete. He's as good as it gets in that regard. And he's got speed, too. He can really motor.
Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition take foul. For Houston, they have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4. Holmgren, he's checked in for Long Beach. And so it's Houston with it. And we've got a timeout called from Ime Udoka. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. A moment now to check out who's leading in the All-Star voting.
And a lot of fans and players interested to see how this thing all turns out.
You look at Williams. He's pulled in a lot of votes, nearly enough, in fact, to break into the top 10 in the Western Conference.
Yeah, and probably wishing he was a little higher on that list, but there's just too many other guys also having fantastic seasons.
And we'll keep you posted as the voting continues. Collins dishes to Porter. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Oh, bitch.
3, hits the three-point bomb. Porter's got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triple.
Back to Williams. And the layup falls. Williams has got 9.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Well, it was a slow start, but they've gone from simmer to medium heat, and they're bordering on hot to close this gap.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. For the NBA, content continues to be king. Commissioner Adam Silver says the biggest issue for streaming services is what's called churn. To cancel is just a click. So it's more pay for play these days. We have to focus on people staying with you and having great content throughout the year. Kevin?
Yeah, you know, he's doing a great job, isn't he, David? Thank you so much. Hey, Greg, where do you think the Rockets are the strongest in their play?
I'd say on the glass. They generally do a good job crashing the boards and going for loose balls. They really value every possession.
Holmgren with a screen on Collins. Williams misses from close range.
Boy, that is awesome defense, guys, against a capable finisher. Well done. I'm sure the coaches love that. Guys, I tell you what, it feels like everything is coming easy to him. Just taking what he sees and capitalizing.
Lets it go from 11. And it's quickly missed.
Hell no.